Hey all, welcome to SLB Drinks. My name is Kurt and this is Trenton.
I didn't know you were going to start.
I was told that you had this video ready to go. I didn't have to worry about anything, and I come down here and we've got like 4 glasses set up like we're doing a blind.
Well, it's going to be a blind for you, and I didn't really. I wanted to try something a little bit different for this.
Oh, okay, so this is blind for me only.
Yes, I know what these are.
Okay, because your mother's down here, and I figured this was just going to be a all-out blind, but
nope.
I'm the only guinea pig here.
Yeah.
Today.
So, and by prepare, I mean I picked these bottles up literally an hour and a half ago, so I haven't had any of these either. I will say these are newer releases or newer products that have either just come into our area or have been released more to like a national type of level.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you legitimately, all 4 of these were just opened.
Yes. So these have been poured for about a half hour. I've been rolling them. He's been rolling them. We've been letting them kind of
air out a bit,
open up,
sure,
so we can see what they're going to be like.
Huh.
And
very interesting.
my main, I guess, goal that I want to kind of figure out here is I have the receipt for these things in my pocket.
Not another one of these videos.
What? No, I didn't spend a stupid amount on the
What are you
things.
going to shock me with that receipt?
No, don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
These are all under $100. These are all under $100.
Okay.
I don't know of the availability of some of these, and I'm going to bring these out once we're done, and I'll put them up on the screen so you know what we're tasting as we're tasting.
So that's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I can be back here and entertain everybody, because I know I'm the most entertaining person.
Well, this is true. Well, there's no doubt about that.
But the bottles are over in the furnace room in a box so that he couldn't snoop and figure out what it is. My main thing.
Like I would ever do that.
Well, you never know. Sometimes you like to pull a fast one. The main thing is that I want to see what you would pay for these.
All right.
Given, and I'll say like, what would you pay for it? I'll put the price up on screen, and then we can see at the end what you think about what you tasted today.
Yeah, on a first taste.
Yeah.
Wow.
And these are, again, first taste for me also, so we're going to be kind of having some back and forth. Only difference is I know what these are.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and you poured them though.
I did pour them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what the bottles are.
I know what the order is.
You also know what the order is.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
And
it's all coming clear.
I just realized today is Monday, which means this Friday we have the live stream for the Bourbon Madness tournament.
It's going to be the finals. It's going to be a Final Four. We're going to crown our champions. Trenton and I, we have no idea how this has progressed. We might have the same champion. We might have different champions. Could be anything.
I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth.
I know.
That'll continue. The other rounds will continue Wednesday, Friday, and then Friday night we'll kind of round everything out. We'll announce the winners and everything in next Monday's video.
Yep. On the recap video on Monday, everybody, we won't be able to know the winners the night of live stream.
True.
We'll have to get that information through the weekend.
Yep.
And then on the Monday recap, we'll announce the winners.
That is correct.
For the bracket challenge.
All right. With that being
said, you do that every time. You scare me to death.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm looking over here, and you're just kind of.
Yeah, I feel like on weekends, I feel like I always get sick on weekends. I don't know what that's all about, but my weekends are a little bit more relaxed. So I don't know if it's because I get to like sit down. My body's just like, oh yeah, it's time to get you sick, fella. Yeah. Which is real nice. But
well, I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, let's start with A here.
All right. Let's see what we have.
And I will say too, I started at the lowest to the highest proof, so we're not starting at like 190 up here. One of these might be Everclear with brown food coloring in it.
This is my first sip of the day, so we'll see how that goes. So I appreciate the lower proof.
Yeah, and I did get 6 bottles today. So I only put 4 up here just to be nice to you. And one of these is actually released from last year. We picked up the Bernheim B523, which just came to the area. Yeah.
All right, so I see that over there. It's very warm and inviting nose.
It's weird. It smells like minty toilet paper.
Well, okay, I just said it's a warm and inviting nose, and you said it's minty toilet paper.
Is your bathroom not inviting? My bathroom's pretty inviting.
Is it? Okay.
It is quite minty, though, I will say.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, I can get a little bit, but I'm getting more brown sugar caramel stuff in there.
Really?
To be honest with you.
Okay. It's woody, for sure, too. I feel like, no?
Okay, yeah, there's a little bit in there.
Little wood.
I mean, I think it might depend on oh boy, dude. It just
I was trying.
Good Lord. It might be a difference in personalities of what your mind wants to pick up. I mean, I guess for me, when I pick up a glass of whiskey, you know, I always look for things that I would enjoy first and hope to find them. You know, it's kind of, you know, so maybe that's why I honed into that first swift of a little bit of caramel and brown sugar. You know, you're getting into some minty stuff. But yeah, it's pretty nice though. I'll give you that.
I'm not upset about it.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay. I do like that quite a bit, I will say.
Well, I would tend to think that's a rye whiskey.
Okay.
It's got some zip to it. It's got some rye grain. Got a little bit of that herbally iced tea thing going on in there. Does have a bit of caramel in there.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of mintiness. So your minty came through a little bit more from the palate.
Do you get the toilet paper or just the mint?
I'm just going past the toilet paper. Thing.
Okay. There is something about the nose that like transfers to the palate that I do like quite a bit, but there's also like a little bit of something that maybe I'm not digging a whole lot.
Yeah, there's in the mid palate going to the back, there's just a hint of bitterness there.
I get like a burnt orange peel or something. Sure. And maybe that's what I'm picking up on. It's a little. Did you say bitter? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what I'm picking on. It's kind of
a little
like,
bitterness.
Yeah, like a earthy type bitterness.
But you know, I kind of relate that sip to like a Campari type cocktail as well.
Ooh, I like that.
So you have a little bit of that bitterness in some of those cocktails. They use that as a flavor component, you know, to give you more depth. And I kind of feel, I don't feel that bitterness is out of sorts. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most unappealing thing. It kind of slots itself in a good way, I think.
Sure.
And I will tell you that you are correct. It is a rye whiskey.
Yeah.
So good job on that. I'm not going to tell you anything else about what it is, but I will tell you that you did get the fact that it is a rye whiskey.
Yeah.
100% correct.
Yeah, I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Very nice.
All right.
On to beat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh, holy moly. It's like cinnamon cardboard.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That cinnamon was strong.
Holy
cow.
About
that. Yeah, and there's a woody note in there. You know, you put that ahead with cardboard, but there's a woody note in there that I can see why he referenced as cardboard.
It smells a little like a damp type of thing. It's like if you got a piece of cardboard wet and then like a little sprinkled some cinnamon on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm digging the nose quite a bit.
It's bold. That's what I was saying. It was bold though. It's bold.
Yeah. What was that?
It's a wild sip, man.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
It kind of reminds me of a churro. It's got this baked like a doughy type of thing.
Babe, it's a churro bourbon. Churro whiskey.
You want to try it? Oh, Mom. I like the cinnamon in it, though. I still get that in the palate.
I do, but that cardboardy note that you referred to in the aromas kind of waffles around there on the palate.
You think so?
Too. I was trying to figure that out on the first sip.
See, when I smell it, it just kind of smells like cinnamon with like. It also reminds me of like plumbing. Wow, I don't know how to describe that. This is kind of confusing.
I really love the front end of the palate on this. I think it's got a nice texture to the sip too. I think it's a bit viscous.
Yeah.
I really like that cinnamon note. I mean, that cinnamon note is really beautiful on the front of the palate, but when it gets to that mid palate, boy, you get that kind of a dry wood note.
I can see. Yeah, my throat is a little dry after having a little.
It's a little drying. It's a wood note there. That's pretty strong.
I would be interested to see how this opens up. I mean, keep in mind too, I feel like when we do videos, we like to open it as soon as we shoot the video as possible. It kind of makes it, to me, gives it more of a like what everybody else might expect off the bat when they first try it out. Because I feel like, yes, the neck pour, in my opinion, is a real thing. You know, it definitely needs time to open up and everything. But when you first take a sip and you let it air out for like 30 minutes, that could be really indicative of your first impression.
Yeah.
So I feel like this could open up quite a bit if that woodiness goes down a little bit, or that
Yeah.
cardboard.
If that
goes
dry
down a bit.
wood goes down some, I think it'd be really
Yeah.
nice because I really enjoyed the first bit of that sip. But get that dry wood just kind of
It's pretty.
puts a damper on it.
It's pretty prominent, I would say.
It is. It is.
But okay.
All right.
Ooh, that's amazing. Whatever that is. Wow.
Yeah, that's just like Heath Bar.
It's like a creme
And I know
brulee
we've talked
type.
about that before. Where
I need
you're
to eat
not
one of those.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You really haven't had that like a chocolate covered toffee.
Is that the Heath? It's only chocolate and toffee. It's like a heart. It's
Yes.
a brittle type.
Yes.
Thing. Okay.
Yes.
I see those at the gas station all the time. I just need to pull the trigger and buy
you
one.
do. Just for the sake of doing videos.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
It really enhanced my experience on my tasting notes, I think.
You might pull out a Heath Bar instead of a plumbing pipe. You know. that
Well,
might
it did though. It kind of smelled. Yeah.
I could see a little bit more of the vanilla note in there too, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the lighter side of the aromas in a beautiful way.
Sorry. This reminds me of an Amberana or an Amburana finish on
This
the
one
nose
here?
a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because it is still pretty woody.
Okay, and it might have something to do with that cinnamon note that
Yeah,
we're enjoying
yeah.
too.
Sorry, back to
It's
C.
possible.
This is a really light, sweet vanilla.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanna- I
yeah.
just
And it
wanna
gets to that
dive right in.
that chocolate toffee thing too. That's beautiful.
That's a nice sip. I get cinnamon on the palate too. Maybe that's just the lag from B here, but it does kind of remind me of a little bit of like a cinnamon roll type of thing. Oh, that would make sense. You'll know what I mean here in about 5 minutes.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Man, that's really lovely though. It's more vanilla than anything. I feel like aged vanilla, kind of like reminds me of the vanilla maybe in the Cooper's Craft. How it's a little bit more charred barely.
Yeah. And there's definitely that's a good parallel though, Trenton, because I definitely get that char note, but I like it. I enjoy it here. This is definitely a supporting character in the sip, and a real nice one too. I don't really get a lot of that chocolate toffee that I referred to on the aromas. I really don't. On the palate, it is more of the lighter vanillas, as Trenton spoke to. So, first sip, I didn't really get much out of it. I don't know why. I took a sip of water. Second sip was better.
I didn't either. It was really more of a muted Cinnabon. It's like you walked by a Cinnabon instead of actually tasted a cinnamon roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, I really get the essence there. Just not
Yes.
much of it's not much of the flavor
Right.
there. It's more
I
just
agree.
like this bourbon was aged near a Cinnabon, kind of like LaCroix, instead of actually aged in a cinnamon barrel. I do like that though. It's pretty light. I think it drinks.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's pretty good, though.
Decent proof.
I do. I think it's pretty good.
Well, should we go last but not least on C?
Yeah.
All right.
D.
Oh, C, yep, D. That's right. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Wow, man. Wow. What in the world? That's like potpourri or whatever you call those things.
Potpourri?
Yeah, that.
Potpourri.
I'm not big into all that stuff, as you know.
Well, we used to buy. You bought some of
This
that
is-
at Pier 1 one time. The potpourri.
Did I?
Yeah.
That had to be a long time ago.
No, it was. You got like a bunch of those balls that you put in the middle of the table in like
Oh,
a
really?
dish. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. I don't remember.
It smells like cinnamon.
Yeah, it's definitely a cinnamon thing, but there's a lot of other a lot of different baking spice notes coming out of there, to be honest with you.
I think this might have been overflowing into the other thing.
Because this is strong.
Yeah. I don't know that
strong.
I necessarily took that into account when I poured these.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
anyways.
it's like walking in, honey. It's like walking in one of those stores that I don't like to go in.
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, I know.
Hurt your head.
It's just strong.
It's a tough story.
Gives me a headache
Yeah.
as soon as I get in there.
No. What do you think?
What is that, dude? What did you do to me?
I just poured it straight out of the bottle, bro.
Man, that is like syrupy thickness.
Yeah, it is. It's thick.
That's like a
Thick old boy.
woo. That's like a. That reminds me of bird dog. You know, some of the bird dog.
Yeah, like the
releases, like the peach or
Do
the
they have
apple.
a cinnamon?
If they
Bird
do
dog?
that, if they do, that's it.
Huh.
I can see it for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that's like a cinnamon flavored bourbon, you know, or something like that you would find. It seems like it's flavored
Okay.
in some whiskey. I should say not bourbon. It seems like it's flavored.
Okay.
It seems like it with the viscosity in there too. It's just like syrup.
Well, and I think maybe what we'll do right now is just go through and see what your initial thoughts are. You can rank them. I imagine that would be probably last place.
That's Big Red.
It is big.
That's Big Red right
is
there
Big
all
Red.
day, every day. That'd be good in like an old fashioned.
It's like if Tim, our friend Tim at the Spirit of the Cocktail, if he put like Big Red in some kind of neutral spirit,
I'll guarantee you, once Tim finds out what this is,
he's gonna make some with it.
he can make an amazing old-fashioned type cocktail with this.
I would love to
because
see if
it would do just a quarter ounce or a half ounce of this with some really good rye or bourbon in an old-fashioned would be pretty stellar. Pretty stellar.
Well, let's go through the lineup.
Right.
Give us your thoughts. See if like what you would, if you like it, if you don't, maybe what you'd pay for it if you buy another one.
Well, you know, that's the hard part is what you would pay for it. I can tell you what I liked. I pretty much liked, I think, the A glass is my favorite sip.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, you're going to have to correct me because of my memory sometimes, but was B the one that had that cardboardy note?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still smell it.
It's got that dry wood. Yeah. Yeah, I would put it as my favorite is A, second C, third B, in my last place.
Oh, you're gonna
D.
put the Big Red in last place? Come on.
Only because it's just sheer syrup, man. It's just like as sweet as can be.
It is.
That
It is
like
very sweet.
Sweetness overload.
It's pretty
And
sweet.
if that's your thing, I'll tell you what. Whatever Trenton's going to pull out of here, if you like a little bit of a nightcap of like instead of eating any kind of a dessert or whatever,
that'd
like
be a good
little
one.
sweet sip.
That would be a good one.
This is the one. A little cinnamon action.
Mom,
Yeah.
would you be a doll and grab the box from the furnace room, please?
Sure.
With our lineup here. What do you think about like
The
pricing?
costs? Yeah, I don't know.
Roughly, ballpark.
Well, let me just say this. I will say
Well,
this.
what would you pay?
I will say this. I'm glad you said everything was under $100 because if something was over $100, to me, none of them would have been worth that.
Okay.
You know, the first one here, I'd be willing to pay $60, $70 for. I think.
Okay. Well, we're gonna start at the last place.
$50, something like that.
We could toss these down here real quick.
All right.
And the folks already know what these are. If I did my job correctly, I put them up on the screen with the price. I'll put the price and the proof and the name and everything
Oh, wonderful.
on. I don't know what side, my side or your side.
Right.
Well, the first one was actually this is barrel aged Fireball. Cinnamon whiskey rested with charred oak for a fiery smoothness.
And that's A?
That was the last one. That was
Oh,
D.
okay. I'm sorry. You're going to the last one
That
first.
was D. Yep.
Okay. Well, you know, I get that completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Because I would have never guessed Fireball, but it's definitely got those consistencies.
Yeah.
But it does give an element of depth
Yeah.
because it's been barrel rested, I guess. So,
And I mean, for some reason, as soon as I saw this released, I wanted to try and find one. And I don't know how much a regular $7.50 at Fireball costs, but this was $29.99.
Yeah, $30.
And it's aged for I don't know how long, but this is coming out of Sazerac. And there was a lot of controversy with Fireball because like some of it was not actually whiskey; it was like cinnamon flavoring with neutral spirits and that kind of thing.
Sure.
But it's cool to have. It's something if somebody likes Fireball, I'm gonna give them a shot. And like you said, a nightcap.
I'm going to tell
That'd
you,
be a
a
good idea.
nightcap like that or put it into an old fashioned as a mixer, be really good.
We'll see what you can do with that.
Absolutely, I can.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then your third place.
Right. My
Where's
third place was cardboard.
Cardboard. Okay. And I mean that's not surprising.
And I say that, but it's just a drying oak.
Not surprising to me. And okay, I said I wasn't going to buy Booker's anymore. I lied. I did.
Still, that makes me feel bad, but
And this is what is this? This is the Springfield batch 2024-01, 124.5 proof, 7 years, 7 a month, 8 days.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. People that have to research. I'm trying to think in my head. I don't remember too many videos where I've placed Jim Beam products that high.
Very, very
And
rarely.
it's just it's not.
It's preference.
I've been speaking back and forth with a gentleman, on messaging, and he loves a lot of the Jim Beam stuff, and that's wonderful. Drink what you like the way you like it. It just doesn't jive for me.
I'm still holding out for something that's like a Donahoe's or a Bardstown batch or
There were some
something
good
like
ones.
that.
There were some good.
There have
ones.
been some good ones.
Is this the new one, Trenton?
Yeah, 2024-01.
Yeah.
I wouldn't honestly be upset at all if they put out 2 a year and they were really solid.
Oh,
Or one
yeah.
a year,
Now
really
we're talking,
solid.
yeah, because I've had some great ones.
Yeah.
I've had some great ones, and there's a couple more over there that are
Yeah.
really good. Some old ones that I have over there, not super old, but several years old,
Yeah.
that are really good.
And I feel like we say this a lot when a Booker's comes out. Just like slow down a bit.
Yeah.
Make sure it's something that is really solid that's going to appeal to a lot of people. And I know it's all subjective, right? We didn't really have the nicest things to say about the Apprentice batch. There are some folks that did really like it.
Wonderful.
They saw in the comments,
Yeah,
some folks in our Discord, on our Patreon, they like it and everything. That's great.
I'm not that guy that's going to argue with you tooth and nail just because I don't particularly like something and you do. I'm happy for you. I'd rather you love something you purchase than not like it.
Coming from somebody that has eaten a whole thing of Country Time lemonade, I have no room to talk about what you like. So, and then your second place was C.
Yeah, it was C.
Okay. C was the Bernheim A224.
No way.
So this was the first release of the
And
Bernheim
this was
this year.
C.
That was C.
I'm a little surprised by that.
I'm kind of surprised too that you didn't put that over A. It is a lighter sip. It is a weeder, so it is pretty soft. That's what I liked about it. But it is 125 proof.
I will say, and I don't remember, the very first Bernheim barrel proof release was fantastic. I would not consider this to be fantastic. But I think this should be, what, $60, $65?
$65.
I think that's a good price for this bottle.
Yeah, I'm not upset
I
at all.
really loved the first release. This one I think is pretty solid.
Yeah. Well, we just got the beef 923 in our area.
Okay.
So I picked that one up too. It'd be interesting to try them kind of side by side and see how they all hold up.
Yeah.
Sorry, $99.99.
Yep, I kind of figured.
So it's like MSRP's under 100, but with tax it's a little bit
Yeah, I
over.
know some areas can get this around 80.
Yeah.
Good for you if you can.
$29.99 and then $64.99. Yeah. And then A was your
good
first.
price here.
You said what caught my attention, you said 60 to 65 bucks for A.
Right. Okay, here we go.
And that's spot on actually.
Oh, okay.
This is the Bullet 12-year
wow,
rye.
okay, yeah,
95 proof.
And I've seen that circulating around a little bit.
No, it's
Pictures
92.
and stuff on Instagram that I've read about it. And and you know what? I know you in particular were not a huge fan of Bullet Rye in general. I was. I thought it was really good. You didn't really think it was that great. So it doesn't surprise me then that I like this one.
Yeah.
Even though it's a 12-year age statement. This is really neat. I'm glad you brought that down.
It honestly reminds me a lot of a lower proof Willet rye. There's so much like spearmint minty type, even on the nose. I don't know if it's opened up for you, but that's so overpowering for me. I'm having a hard time getting much of the, what do you say, like caramel type.
Now, I don't remember a lot of spearmint or mintiness coming out in the palate or the nose on their regular rye release. I remember it being extremely citrusy, which I loved. Trenton did not. Nothing that's unusual because he's not an orange flavored type fan.
No.
There's a lot of that citrus action with orange flavors going on in the regular Bullet Rye. But I don't remember the spearmint and minty factors in that, so the extra aging, must bring that out.
Yeah. I mean, for 60, 65 bucks, honestly, I would purchase another one of these. It's not my favorite in the fact that there's a little bit of an orange that I don't typically love, and it's quite minty. So much so that I think it mutes a lot of whatever else is going on.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, for a 12-year rye, that's a solid proof point. So
And
good
the
job
pricing too.
Yeah, good job to Bullet.
For a
honestly.
12-year age statement of being $60, $65, I give them kudos for their price range there.
And this says it's distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, so I have to assume this is 12-year MGP Riot at 92. What's 46 times 2? 92? Yeah, 92 proof. Mm-hmm. So I think, honestly, for a higher age stated rye,
yeah,
solid at 10.
Yeah.
I would love to see them have a sequel to this at like 105 proof. I think the proof could help dial down the mintiness just a little bit.
Well, maybe, but maybe I'm just thrilled that they didn't have this out here at 100 or 120 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my thing. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
So.
But cool. Yeah, good job on the price. You guessed the price, and you also guessed what it was. So that's a good job.
But my heart was palpitating, so I'm glad you brought me down, because the highest priced item on the bar top would be the Booker's, which we all know that what their price ranges are. So I'm very happy that the other ones weren't super expensive.
Yeah, I honestly got to say I was very pleased with this one. This would have been my first.
Okay.
Followed by that second, third, and the fourth.
Sure, and that doesn't surprise me though, because the bullet factor and what you didn't like and I like. Yeah. But these are always solid for 60, 65 bucks. They remind me a lot of Larcenies. And you really like them, and I kind of dial them down just a touch for my personal palate. You know what I mean? So, but I did say I thought the first one was marvelous. I thought the first one was excellent. I
got to say, I do like the Bernheim barrel proofs better than the Larcenies. I think sometimes the Larceny can be a little bit hot, where the fact that this is not a bourbon, this is a wheat whiskey. So the fact that they're able to put a little bit more wheat to dial down the proof really makes this a lot more approachable for, I think, a lot of people. Yeah, you have to like wheat, but if you're a Maker's fan, this would be a great weeder to go to.
I can go along with that. But that's all we got for you today. Yeah, thank you, Trenton.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that down and taking care of the video today, and that was a really nice tasting. My angst was up dramatically, and now I'm back down to being okay.
Good. I know it's a little worrisome when I say I got a video covered.
It is.
I have next
Especially
Monday's.
When you got 4 glasses sitting out there, and then I'm really worried.
I got Monday's video covered too, so don't worry about that one.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's going to be a single bottle review. No blinds, no nothing, and it's not going to be anything. Well, it might be a little crazy, but it's not like a fireball, anything like that. But it's a single bottle review. It's going to be fine. It's going to be a good time. So
I'll look forward to it. All right, everybody, that's all we have for you today. Don't miss Wednesday and Friday. We're going to finalize. We're going to get into our Elite 8 tastings and our brackets there and finalize Friday and into the evening with our live stream and the final 4 in the championship round. So it'll just be me and him up here, and you know how that goes.
It's usually who knows? It goes off the rails.
Who knows what's going to happen on that live stream? Kent kind of anchors us once in a while. I'm sure
Is he going to be here?
I'm sure he'll be around somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be here, but yeah, it'll just be you and I up here doing the tasting, so it ought to be...
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, I know. That's the best way to stay. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.